What's up, guys? Prince Sports here. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe. Before Ron Artest, before Pat Beverly, there was a player named Vernon Maxwell. Okay, Mad Max. Now this guy was drafted in 1988, 42nd draft pick. Sorry, not 42nd, 47th draft pick in the second round. He played to 2001. He retired. Won 2 chips with the Rockets. Now, this guy was crazy. Batshit crazy. Alright? Before Ron Artest and Pat Bev, some of you guys may not even heard of who Vernon Maxwell was, but he was a loose cannon, and he was just one dude that fitted the 90s era pretty great because of his reckless behavior and bulldog attitude. So check this out.
Some goddamn well. Shit, kiss my ass too. Motherfucker, you don't know me. You don't know me. Don't talk to me. Shut up, man. Don't say shit.
I saw Clyde go like that, and I think that was what was determined. They construed that as a hostile action, you know. He made that move, you know. You got to use the open hand.
Notice the first half you didn't have that hat, but the second half you had it.
Well, I wanted to see which way the game was going. I got 16 hats in my case here. Who's ever on top, I got the hat.
This game took place in the 90s, basically 91, 92 season. Those were 2 seasons, Vernon's best seasons, basically. He was hot that year, basically. 17 points a game, playing for the Rockets. And this night he played up against Mike. Mike got his as usual, but the night didn't belong to Jordan. It belonged to Vernon Maxwell. You know, his Rockets got the win. And as you can see, there's some plays in here where Vernon got under Mike's skin. You know, Mike fouled him a couple of times, this, that, and the third. And Rockets came out with the win. Jordan also realized in this game that Mad Max was something else too, and I'll tell you about that later in this video.
I'm thinking about putting the starting lineup.
Let's go, Vernon.
I was like, I wouldn't want to start in the NBA. So he put me in and I took off from there.
Vernon Maxwell, 51 points. Maxwell, mano a mano against Michael Jordan.
I love to compete at the highest level. It's the best. When I play against Indiana, I know I'm going to have to chase Reggie off a bunch of screens. When I play against Mitch Richmond, I know I'm going to get posted up a lot. When I play against Michael Jordan, I'm going to get everything.
Maxwell and Jordan still get that.
It's just a mindset you have to have. I used to think a lot of crazy thoughts in my head to get myself going.
This is why they call him Mad Max.
I grew up talking all the time when I played. People get tired. Man, would you please shut up? You know, no, I ain't shutting up. I know I want to get skin now, so I'm going to talk more. Being in the zone is like shooting an ocean.
Maxwell says I'm up. Vernon Maxwell! Down to 1. Hey, Houston Rockets win it!
It was just always believed in me a lot. And it made me believe in myself.
One of the gutsy performances in Rocket history.
So, whatever happened tonight, just say, let's stick together, let's get it all together, let's do it now.
You know, I dreamed and made a great move and a great pass and found me. And I was ready to shoot. Shot it with a lot of confidence. I knew it was going in with a left hand. My Rocket teammates were like family and best friends.
All right, so there you have it. Mad Max, Vernon Maxwell. Okay, now what I wanted to tell you was, after that game was over, Michael Jordan, who's good friends with Kenny Smith, they went to North Carolina College. So Mike goes to Kenny Smith, you know, he talks to him after the game, and he says, man, what's up with your boy, Vernon Maxwell? This dude is crazy, man. Yeah, you know, this probably was the only dude that Mike thought twice about stepping to. Now, man, keep in mind, I mean, Mike is a competitor. He didn't back down from Vernon Maxwell, as you saw in the video. But Mike was the first one to acknowledge or realize, hey, man, there's something about this dude is kind of off. You know, he got a couple taco shells missing, you know, inside of his brain. So Kenny Smith himself would tell you crazy stories of Vernon Maxwell. I mean, this guy was, I mean, he was crazy, man. He punching fans, you know, slapping people, arguing with his own teammates. He even had a classic fight with Gary Payton. And you put those two in the same room, man, fireworks start exploding. I mean, because both of them have mouth and both of them go at it. And Vernon tell you himself that he was the type of dude that goes at people, who's very aggressive, and he liked it to mix it, man. He liked to mix it up with people, and he was in the perfect era for this. If I could only imagine what would Vernon Maxwell be in today's era, because I think he would have had a lot of problems. He probably would have got suspended a lot of games. I'm not too even sure that he'll be even in the NBA with the stuff that he was doing, because he was a roughhouse dog, man. And to think of how strict the NBA is today, especially against protecting the stars, man, I don't know if Vernon Maxwell will have a job today. But they let him get away with all this crazy stuff. As you can see, he punching a fan in the face. Now, if you punch a fan in the face in today's NBA, it's all over social media, it's all over the place. But a lot of guys back then got away with doing a lot of crazy stuff. And, you know, just wanted to bring that to light, man. Here's a quick rundown of his stats. From 1990 to 1991, he had a lot of seasons when he averaged 17 points a game. That was his prime, so to speak. It kind of slowed down going into the late 90s, his production, but he was solid, and he was a great player for the Houston Rockets. Another underrated basketball player for the Houston Rockets that nobody actually talk about, you know. So yeah, shout out to Vernon Maxwell, man. He's retired now. He has a home in Houston, Texas. You know, him and Kenny Smith still talk. So, you know, he's still doing his thing. He's about 54 years old, you know. He's an old buck. But, you know, back in those days, man, he was a roughhouse. He was a dog, you know, and he stepped it to anybody. He didn't care who they was. And as you saw in the video, he was down for whatever. Peace.